thinking back in hindsight, how the hell you know where I'm staying at? Because I never disclosed that information. Hey y'all, you seen the title of the video. Your girl is back again with another story time. If you're new to my channel, hey girl, hey. And if you're a returning subscriber, I don't even have to say anything because you know what's up, I know what's up, we know what's up, and that's on what? That's on period. And Mary had a little lamb. As y'all can see by the title and the thumbnail, your girl is back again with another story time. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about one of the most chaotic dates I've ever been on. And y'all love my dating story time, so I thought this would be a good story time to give y'all. Also, y'all, I am in one of those moods. I got my heating pad, I got my ginger tea, so y'all already know what time of the month it is. So that's how we recording this video in this landscape. If y'all like this style, let me know and I can continue to record videos like this, because low effort always does it for me. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. Oh, one more disclaimer. If one of y'all comment and say that I look pregnant or am I pregnant, I'm gonna reply and say it's with your daddy's baby or your ninja's baby, so tread lightly, okay? Now that we got that out the way, y'all already know how I like to start my story times. This story took place back in 2022, 2023. I've been wanting to give y'all this story, but it just took me time, y'all, because the villain in this story is crazy, and I'm honestly afraid she might even see this video because this was years ago. But I have an inkling, a strong inclination that she might still watch me. But who gives a damn? Let's go ahead and get into it. So back in 2022, my best friend relocated to New York and I was going to visit her. We were staying in Manhattan, y'all, but she couldn't get the 5 days that I was there off. I believe she had 3 out of the 5 days off. So for those last 2 days, I was going to be in New York solo. When I touched down in New York, I was posting on my Instagram, and some of my followers on YouTube and other apps, they follow me on Instagram. So a lot of y'all was reaching out to me and y'all was just like, oh my gosh, Asia, you in my city, we got a link, you in my city, you got a link. So I was responding back to some of my DMs and I was just like, if I have time or like if I have any free time, we gonna link. But I wasn't really thinking I was gonna link anybody, y'all, just simply because I'm okay and content with traveling alone and being by myself. I honestly didn't think I was gonna have any problems in New York. It's New York. But nonetheless, I was on, I think it was a Saturday. It was a day after my best friend left. I was in my hotel room and I got a message from this girl. We're gonna go ahead and call her Disorder because she had one, y'all. I don't know which one she had. Maybe y'all can tell me by the end of this story time, but just know she had a disorder, y'all. And I don't think she just had one. I think she had a few of them, but we gonna get there. So Disorder swipes up on my story and she was just like, are you still in the city? I'm like, yeah, I'm still in the city. She was like, we should hang out, Asia. I've been a supporter of yours for years. I would love if we can link. And I'm just like, you know what? That don't sound too bad. Somebody can show me around the city, show me all the spots to go to. And I was by myself, y'all, and I didn't even have an itinerary or anything. I just knew I wanted to go skating. So I told her I was planning on going skating today. And that was it. She was just like, I would love to go skating. Like, I've lived in New York my entire life, but I've never been skating in Manhattan. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'll buy the tickets. And she was like, I know this breakfast spot that's right by your hotel. Mind you, y'all, that was the first red flag because I've never told anybody or even posted. Well, I'm not going to hold you. I think I did post a picture in my hotel room, but I never posted that I was staying at such and such hotel in Manhattan. I just posted the picture. She was like, I know this spot that's not far from your hotel. Thinking back in hindsight, how the hell you know where I'm staying at? Because I never disclosed that information. But at the time, y'all, I didn't see anything weird about it. She told me the name of the spot. I ended up Googling the spot. The spot was indeed within walking distance of my hotel. And then the ice skating, I'm just going to say the ice rink, y'all. The ice rink was within like 15 minutes of my hotel. So I'm like, all right, we can go get breakfast. And then later on that day, we can go ice skating. So she's like, I live about 3 hours from the city. The link up was in the span of 24 hours. She was like, I'll let you know. And we met at breakfast for the first time that next day, y'all. So I go to the breakfast spot. I don't know why in the hell. I don't know who I thought I was, y'all. I'm not a city girl. I wore heels. I'm gonna post what I wore. I literally wore heels. I wore boot heels in a dress with a scarf to go do a 17-minute walk. Mind you, this is my first time in New York, so I didn't know that I wasn't made for this, y'all. So I'm walking or whatever. Maybe like 10 minutes into my walk, I need a damn break, y'all. I'm out of breath. My toes are barking. My pinky toe is on fire. So I hit this order up and I'm like, hey, I'm coming, but I'm gonna be a little behind because this walk is taking me out. She's like, all right, cool. I'm like 2 minutes from there. You get here, let me know. I might wait inside. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm taking my breaks. I'm walking, I'm taking my breaks, I'm walking. Mind you, we did have conversations prior to meeting the same day that she said that she wanted to meet me. We were conversing back and forth in the DM. Out of all people that DM'd me that day, I responded to a person with one Instagram picture. I don't know why, but she had one Instagram picture. In the picture, she didn't look weird or anything. She looked like she was around my age. Later, I found out that she was 22 years old. And at this time, I believe I was 25. I think I was 25, y'all. Yeah, I had to be 25. If this was in 2022, I was 25. And if this was in 2021, I had to be 24. But anyway, I go there, I meet her, and before I get there, y'all, I smell her. Like, I smell her, like, the smell of her hits me before I meet her. I give her a hug, and I tell her it was nice to meet her, too. And I wasn't too bugged out the fact that she smelled, y'all, because it wasn't, like, a musky smell. It was, like, one of those smells that... You ever go to somebody's house and they smell like their house? It's not necessarily a bad smell, but it's not really a good smell. And I figured we were going to be together all day, or at least for half of the day, so I was going to get immune to it anyway, which I end up getting immune to it, y'all. So we go inside the restaurant and we're talking. Oh, let me back up just a little bit. Prior to meeting her the day before, when we were conversing on Instagram, she asked me if she can call me because she wanted to make sure I was a real person. She wanted to make sure I was who I was. And at the time, I was kind of just like, the fuck? You messaging me? Like, you are messaging me and asking me, can we hang out? Why the hell would I be anybody other than who the account you talking to? But I obliged, y'all. We FaceTimed on Instagram. Instagram has this little video chat thing that you could do. Saw each other on Instagram. We complimented each other and we talked for maybe like 2 seconds on there, and then we continued to text back and forth on Instagram. So now back to where we're at. I'm at the restaurant. Before we're about to enter the restaurant, she's like, I need to call my mother. My mother needs to make sure that, like, you are who you are. So I'm like, no problem, y'all. So she calls her mom on FaceTime and she has the camera on me. And I'm like, hey, mama, I'm not finna kidnap her. I don't want her. Like, I'm not finna kidnap her. And her mom is just like, oh, she's so pretty. Thank you for taking my daughter out. Thank you for getting my daughter out the house. Thank you for taking her out. And I'm just like, oh, no problem. Like, I completely understand. Because, y'all, to her, this was a blind date. At this time, I was a serial dater. Like, I'm no stranger to meeting strangers. Like, I've been on plenty of blind dates before. And I remember the first time I've ever went on a blind date. And it is kind of nerve-wracking. You're meeting somebody that you don't actually know for the first time. So I understood. I didn't think this interaction was weird at all. But I'm inputting it in here because later you're going to see why this is a bit weird. But anyway, I say hi to mom. Mom is just like, thank you for taking my daughter out. Thank you for getting her out the house. So I'm like, no problem. Say bye to moms. We go inside the restaurant and we're just chatting it up. And we're at the table. And I don't remember what we were talking about exactly when we were at this restaurant. I think we were talking about like food, and she was asking me what I did so far in the city. So I'm telling her about my day and telling her how it went. And we're just, doing a whole bunch of small talk. So eventually we get done eating, y'all. The server comes to our table. She's like, will this be 1 check or 2 check? And I'm like, 2 checks. So I go ahead and pay with card, and she takes out a bag of coins, y'all. She has like a bag, like basically a penny bank. She takes out a penny bank, but it's a bag penny bank, and she pours all these coins, nickels, dimes, and pennies all over the table, and she starts counting the money or whatever. So I'm on my phone, not really thinking too much of it. I'm thinking like, oh, her food was only like $10. I think what I ordered was under $20. So I'm thinking maybe she has a few quarters and she's just digging through the quarters. I'm not thinking anything of it, y'all. Maybe like 5 minutes go by and the server has already came back to the table. She already gave me my card back. I'm signing and I'm putting my tip on there. And then maybe like I want to say like 3 minutes into the server like waiting there at our table so she can give her, complete the check or whatever. I'm just like, oh, I'll pay for it. I got it. And just order and sit. She's like, no, I got it. I just have to scramble through the stuff. I'm like, no, girl, it's no problem. Like, I got it. Like, you showing me around the city, it's no problem. The food was like $10, y'all. So I go ahead and pay for it. And she's like, oh my gosh, Asia, you are so sweet. And at the time, y'all, I paid for it because I'm like, let's just save me the embarrassing. You counting coins like we at Chuck E. Cheese, and it don't take all of that. Like, you knew you should have had $1. You know you should have cashed this in. So that's when she proceeds to tell me she collect coins. She says that she collects coins, and I started telling her like back in the day, like back in college, y'all, I used to have two piggy banks. I used to also collect coins. Even growing up, I used to collect coins. My parents will always have coins in their room, and I would steal all their little coins and I would put it in my piggy bank. And then my cousin was staying with us. He ended up breaking into my penny bank, stole all my coins, and then I stopped collecting coins. But she's just like, yeah, I have so many piggy banks. I'm fascinated with different coins. So she starts talking about the $quarter and all this stuff. And I start telling her that I'm a little OCD. I do not like collecting stuff, y'all. Ooh, if my camera dies and the angle changes, that's why, y'all. I can see that I'm on like 4%. But anyway, I digress. She starts telling me she's always been fascinated with collecting stuff, and I tell her I have a little OCD in me, so I don't like collecting like anything. Like when people give me gifts and bags and things of that sort, y'all, I always throw that stuff out. I don't if you're gonna give me something, let the gift be expensive. Don't spend a whole bunch of money on the packaging, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna throw it away. And she's like, no, I love collecting stuff. Then she opens up her camera and she shows me her stuffed animal collection. And immediately when I saw this picture, I was just like, yeah, that's why you smell how you smell. And I kind of just, y'all, the smell, it smelled like old stuffed animals. Like that's how she smelled, like a funky stuffed dog. Like that's kind of how her clothes and like the aura smelled around her. So when she showed me the collection of the stuffed pillows and all this stuff, it was literally over 100 stuffed animals all over her bed, all over her room. So I'm like, okay, this is starting to make sense why you smell like you smell. And I'm just like, oh girl, no, my OCD would never allow me to have that many things on my bed. Like I'm just too particular when it comes to stuff. I would be all over the place. And she's just like, girl, I cannot sleep without my collection. And then she also started showing me like her wig collection and just a whole bunch of collections that she had, y'all. So at this point, our tickets to go ice skating, so we're walking towards the skating rink, and like I said, it wasn't our time yet, so we were just exploring, y'all. A lot of people are outside, so a whole bunch of stuff going on. We just people watching and we walking towards the rink. And at this time, I think the rink was maybe like a total of like 25 minutes tops to walk. And on the way there, she was just like, I got to have one. Like, you have to have one. A chopped cheese. Have you ever had a New York chopped cheese? And I'm like, I want one. I've heard about them and I want one. So she was like, I'm gonna take you to this spot right here. I wish I could remember the name of the spot, y'all. If I can remember, I'm gonna put it in this video. I know a lot of y'all reside in New York, but we go to this spot right here, and it's just a deli, y'all. And I'm excited because I'm like, damn, I'm about to have me a little chopped cheese. I'm in New York, like it's really giving New York now. And I was excited because she was born and raised in New York, and I don't know, y'all, it's nothing like New York. Like when you in the city, it's just it was just a completely different vibe. So we're there, we wait in a line at the deli. She orders the chopped cheese and she hands it to me. And y'all, she pays with the damn pennies, the pennies and the coins and stuff. That's how she paid for the chopped cheese. And I was kind of looking like, why the hell you didn't order one? Like, you gassed this place up, but you didn't get one. Maybe she wasn't hungry, y'all. So she gives me my chopped cheese, and the first thing I bite into it, it was so good, so juicy. And immediately after that, she was just like, can I have a piece? And I was not expecting her to like bite my sandwich. Like I thought that she was gonna like split it in half, break it, but no, y'all, she literally bit my sandwich, and immediately after that, it wasn't even the way she bit it. It was like she bit it, and then the way she was holding it, like she was holding. Y'all know how kids, toddlers hold stuff, and their fingers be dirty, and they hold like they just hold stuff in the most unorthodox way. Like her whole hand was covering the cheek, the mouth. I said, I don't even want it no more. I said, I'm good. She did try to give it back after like 2 bites. I was like, I'm good. And it wasn't even really the fact that she bit it, because I could have bit around her bite, but it was the fact of how she was holding it, y'all. So I was just like, I'm good. And the whole time I'm thinking to myself, why didn't you get one? Like, you knew it was gonna be good because this is your spot. You should have got one. But I wasn't gonna make a big deal about it, y'all, because like I said, she paid for it, and I would have one more day in New York. I could have got it tomorrow, and the spot was right by my hotel, so it wasn't really something to make a big deal about. We end up going into the skating rink, and one thing about me, I know how to skate, but I have to relearn every time. Like, I have to learn how to skate every time, but I know how to skate. So I'm explaining this to her like, I know how to skate, but I don't know how to skate, but I do know how to skate, but I'm gonna show you. So I put on my skates, she put on her skates. Oh, let me back up, because I forgot to mention, y'all, on the way, us leaving the deli to go to the skater rink, she literally was like telling me like, you need to be in, like she moved me inside the sidewalk, and I was hella confused, because usually when people do that, they do that on some trying to be a gentleman, or if a guy is courting you and y'all walking on the sidewalk he'll move you in the inside. But she like moved me in the inside, and at the time, y'all, it took me like 5 minutes to register. She was like, you need to come over here, you need to be in the inside. And I didn't even think anything of it, y'all. I'm literally just walking, and then like the way my brain is set up, 5 minutes later, I'm like, okay, I see you trying to be a gentleman, a gentlewoman. Like, okay, I see you. But it just hit me late, y'all, and I just start randomly laughing about it. But back to where we were at. We entered the skating ring. Everybody and their mama's there. There's a whole bunch of children there, a whole bunch of families there. Soon as we get in the ring, she's like, Asia, I do not know how to skate. And I'm just like, I'm gonna teach you. It's easy. So we literally holding hands, we laughing, we joking. Like, we had a good time at the skating ring, y'all. I really enjoyed that. That was a top 10 experience in New York. So we probably was at the skating ring for probably like an hour, or maybe 2 hours. We were there for a while. We were taking breaks. So I would go in and skate for a little bit, and then I would sit on the side, and then she would go in and skate for a little bit, because eventually she did get it too. And by the end of it, I was a pro. I taught her how to skate, and then it was a blast, y'all. So after this, I was just like, I don't want to go back to my hotel, because the night was still early. It probably was around like 4 o'clock, but this was in, I want to say December, or I think it was January. Yeah, it was around New Year's, y'all. It was January. So I didn't want to go back into my hotel too early, because I'm like, the night is still young. People are still outside. So I needed to go back to like switch shoes, y'all, because I don't know who the hell I thought I was, but I had on boot heels. Feet were throwing up gang signs. Like, my feet hurt so bad. So I was like, I need to go back to my hotel. And then I'm gonna come back out later tonight, probably just to get dinner and just people watch, because like I said, it was so much going on. People just doing all types of stuff. They were having like a whole dance contest. People were beatboxing, it was like shows going on, singing, a whole bunch of stuff going on, y'all. But I needed to let my feet soak, and I needed to switch shoes. So when I get to my hotel, she was just like, I'm gonna come with you, because if I go all the way back home and then I go all the way back, I'm probably not gonna make it back in time, because she stated that it took her 3 hours to go up north to go home. So I'm like, yeah, that's fine. You can come and chill with me. Like, I'm probably just gonna be in here for an hour just to let my feet rest, change shoes, and then we're gonna be back outside. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we get in the hotel, and when we get in there, immediately, y'all, this order switches up. Like, she switch up immediately. We get in the room, she pulls out a blunt, and she asked me if I wanted some, and I'm like, no, I don't smoke. Like, I don't want anything. She was like, well, this not smoking. This is a reefer. You don't know what reefer is? It's a leaf. It's not a blunt. So I'm like, I get that it's not a blunt, but I just don't smoke. She was like, oh, I thought you smoked. I'm like, I've smoked in the past, like due to peer pressure, but me on my own accord, just smoking, like that's just not my cup of tea. I'll do shisha, or honestly, that's it. That's the furthest I'll go. And another thing, y'all, I don't smoke off people. It's some people that have smoked off people and they have never been the same. So I just didn't trust smoking off her. I don't know where she got this blunt from. And she kept getting upset because I kept referring to it as a blunt. And she was like, this is a leaf. This is reefer. This is not a blunt or whatever. So she had hit the reefer like 2 or 3 times by then. And then I snapped and I was just like, hey, you can't smoke in here, girl. Because if I get a fine, you getting a fine. Like, you can't smoke in here. She was like, oh, my bad. I'm not gonna smoke in here. I'm tripping. I'm like, yeah, you are tripping, but I'm not saying it in like I'm not giving her an attitude. I'm literally laughing like, girl, you tripping. Like, I'm saying it like that. I'm not like going in or giving her attitude. I'm mad chill with it, y'all. So I'm on my phone and I'm just scrolling in bed, and then she gets up and she goes to the bathroom, and I'm thinking like, damn, she been in the bathroom for a minute, y'all. It had 10 minutes went by, 20 minutes went by, 30 minutes went by. She was in there for a while, and I had to use the bathroom. So I'm like, disorder, you almost done? You almost finished? She's just like, yeah, I'm gonna get out. I'm almost done. Y'all, 40 minutes go by and she is still in the damn bathroom. And I felt like she was blowing the bathroom up because I heard the bathroom fan come on. So I'm like, damn, she blowing the bathroom up. Like, I don't want to have to sit in her smell and then the teddy bear smell and then the old stale smell. It was like a whole bunch of smells that I did not want to have to sit in. So when she gets out the bathroom, I'm like, girl, you know you should have went downstairs. And she was like, downstairs? What you mean? The lobby, the public bathroom? I'm like, yeah, you know this room only got one bathroom. You should have went downstairs. And even when I said it, y'all, I didn't my tone wasn't off. I didn't say it crazy. I was just like, girl, you should have went downstairs. Or, this is my room. Like, even then, y'all could say I'm wrong or I'm crazy. But when I go to people's house and they live in an apartment and I know they only have one bathroom and I need to do the number four, I do not intend to use people's bathroom. I will literally go downstairs if there's a public bathroom or like a community bathroom, because I know how I smell when I ate something crazy. Like, we had the chopped cheese and then we just had a big breakfast. So out of respect, that's what I do. Y'all can say that I'm crazy for this, but that's what I do. Like, even now, like even when my man is here and he about to blow the bathroom up and I know I need to get ready and I don't want to get ready in funk, I'm gonna ask him to go downstairs. Anyway, let's get back to it. Where was I? Where was I? Okay, I got it. Okay, so we at the hotel room, and when she comes out the bathroom, I'm like, girl, you should have went to the bathroom downstairs. Y'all, mind you, she had a very soft, angelic, light, kid-like voice. Her voice went from Disney Channel to DMX. Like, it was a whole switch out. When she was asking me, she was like,
what? Bathroom downstairs? Why should I go to the bathroom downstairs, like the public bathroom? That's not very hospitable of you. And I'm just like,
because like I don't want to sit in your funk, and I gotta go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom. When I get to the bathroom, y'all, I see ashes. The bathroom don't even stink. The bathroom smells like reefer, y'all. I see ashes on the sink. So when I get out the bathroom, I'm like, disorder. You still smoked in the hotel room? She's like, what? No, like deep DMX voice, y'all. Hella aggressive, like looking at me like I'm crazy or I'm hallucinating. I'm like, girl, I see ashes on the sink. She's like, no, I didn't smoke in there. You say not to smoke in here, right? They don't, this not smoking free. And I'm like, yeah, this not a smoke free zone. And then at the same time, I'm like, what hotel can you smoke in? I don't know if I was born on Jupiter or Mars, but I've never been in a hotel that you can actually smoke in. Or I don't know, y'all. She was just like, if there's a fee, like I'll pay it. And in my head, I'm thinking like, but what, pennies? Like, you gonna pay the fee with pennies? But I didn't say anything. I'm like, all right, bad. Let's get moving. Mind you, I only came back to the room to rest my feet, y'all, and to put on comfortable shoes. But in the midst of all of that and talking and resting, I end up leaving out again. I put on those same exact boots. The same exact boots that I had on, I put those same exact boots on. So we end up walking out and we're just talking. Like, even then, the vibes are not bad. Because, like I said, y'all, this is where bipolar disorder starts to tap in. Because she went from having a DMX voice back to this soft, angelic voice and like being like happy again or whatever. So we're like walking. And at this point, we don't have any itinerary, no plans. We're literally just walking and talking. And then I end up seeing that there was, I think it was this, was it an art museum? If I'm not mistaken, I think it was either a art or a science museum. I can't really recall. I have to go back and look at my pictures. But we went to this museum. We passed this museum, and she was telling me because it's the weekend, we would have to pay to get into the exam. How am I saying exam? Museum. So I'm like, how much is the tickets? She was like, it's usually like no more than like $5 to $10. I look online, y'all, and I guess because it was the holiday season, the tickets were $25 to enter. So I was just like, hell, we don't have anything to do. We honestly just trying to kill time, because she was saying at nighttime around this time, there's like so much more entertainment going on. So let's just kill time. So I go ahead and purchase my ticket online, and I get in line. And I'm assuming she's also purchasing her ticket, y'all. You can pay with cash or you can pay with a ticket, and it's quicker if you pay with a ticket because the line was shorter, y'all. There was a cash line and a ticket line, and then the line was already kind of like wrapped around the building. So we're in line and we're just chatting and talking. And I don't know how we got on the topic of one of my story times. I don't know. I think she just randomly brought up one of my story times. So she started asking me about an old story time, and I was just like, I don't really remember that. Like, it was a story time about a friend that was like kind of like her, like a crazy friend, y'all. And I couldn't really recall, because in these story times, I don't give people real name. I give people fake names. So she's referencing the name of the fake name of the person, and I'm like, you have to really explain. And I'm like, of the person, and I'm just lost. I'm like, I don't remember. She was like, it was in 2017, and you were living at blah blah blah. And I'm trying to like piece it together, and I'm like, give me more, give me more. And then eventually it clicks, and I'm like, oh, you talking about such and such. And she was like, are you still friends with that girl? And I'm just like, nah, we haven't been friends since that situation. And if you're not new here, I'm gonna give y'all a quick little synopsis of what the story time that she was referring to was about. It was basically a story time about how me and one of my friends fell out because she was one of those women that treat her friends like her ninja. I'm a very low maintenance friend, y'all. I'm not gonna be on the phone with you all day. I'm not gonna be pulling up to your house and checking your location. Like, I don't do any of that. I have boundaries when it comes to friends. Like, me and my best friends, we've been friends for over 2 decades. We can go months without talking, and then when we link, there's no bad blood, there's no drama. But the girl that she was referring to in this story time, she was like one of those type of people where it's just like, if she didn't hear from you, it was a problem. I forgot what that is called. I think it's like absent avoidance or something. It's a word to it. It's like where people, if they don't physically see you or they're not hearing from you all the time, they feel like you don't like them anymore. They feel distance and they just start acting weird. And I think she had that issue or whatever. So I was telling her like, yeah, I'm very low maintenance. I don't speak to nobody every day other than God and my man. And that's because we live together. Like, if we lived in two different cities, or we don't even have to speak every day. I don't know, call me weird, but that's just me, y'all. Some days I'll talk to my best friends every single day for a month straight, and the other days life be life, and I won't hear from them for like 2 weeks, and it's no bad blood. So she brings that girl up, and she was just like, I'm like blah 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 in that story. Like, I need to know that my friends love me. Like, I need to talk to my friends. And when she starts bringing this up, it kind of got weird, because I'm just like, oh yeah, girl, we definitely couldn't be friends, because I'm such a low maintenance friend, and I get anxiety with people like that. Like, I don't want my friends acting like my man on Snapchat taking photos. And I don't know if y'all know how Snapchat works, but there's a little picture, like a little, I don't even know what you call that. It's like a preview of a picture. So when she's taking pictures, you can see the other preview of the other pictures. And I thought I saw like the back of my head in the picture, like an off guard of me. And I thought I seen like a bunch of pictures of me, but I didn't want to like assume that she was taking pictures of me when I wasn't looking. So I grabbed her phone and I just started taking pictures on her phone, just so I can be like, oh, let me go back and look at the pictures, and accidentally scroll a little bit down just so I can see what I thought I see. But when I tried to go back and look at my pictures, she was just like, I'll send you the pictures. Like, she would not let me scroll camera roll So that lead me to think that she was like taking like off guard pictures of me like when I wasn't looking or like mid chew, which I think is weird as hell, y'all. But I digress. We end up getting to the front of the line of the museum, and I showed them my ticket, and she says that she's gonna pay with cash. So I'm like, I didn't say anything, y'all. I'm just looking at her like, why are you in this line? If you were gonna pay with cash, we could have both, like, I don't have any cash, but you could have paid for me in cash, and then I could have, we could have just been in the same line. But she stood in the line that you had to have physical tickets saying that she was going to pay in cash. So now the guy at the front, he's looking like, why aren't your ticket ready? And I'm looking at her crazy because we're like holding up the line at this point. So we kind of move off to the side because he said it was okay instead of us having to go to the end of the line. And she's counting out the coins or whatever. And she did have, it wasn't, I want to say, she probably had about maybe $10 max in coins. It only looked like she had $20 in coins because it was a lot more nickels and pennies than quarters in there, y'all. So she's like scrambling through, like trying to get the money together to pay for it. And I'm just waiting or whatever. And I'm kind of thinking to myself, like, you knew that we needed to have this ticket. Like, we've been in line for an hour and you didn't go online to purchase your ticket. But I don't say anything, y'all. I'm just like thinking this. I'm like, damn, why this girl paying for everything like it's a parking meter? Like, you paying for everything with coins. So I'm waiting, and I was just like, I'll pay for it, and then you can cash at me or whatever. But that'll be quicker. So she's like, all right, bet. So I go ahead and go online. I buy another ticket. We scan the ticket. We go in, and we're at the museum, and we're just talking about the different art, and we're just taking pictures, and we're vibing. We're probably at the museum for like an hour before we were both just over it. And by this time, y'all, my feet was hurting again, and I realized, damn, Asia, you forgot to switch your shoes. So after the museum, I said, I'm gonna go back to my hotel and just go upstairs and change shoes and then come back out, basically insinuating that I wanted her to wait downstairs, y'all. So she's like, all right, cool. I'm walking into the hotel. I feel her behind me, and I'm like, disorder. I promise you, I'm gonna be quick. I'm gonna go back up and then come. She's like, oh, okay. I don't mind waiting. So she goes back outside the hotel, and at this point, I'm thinking like she's in the hotel lobby because they have a big sitting area, y'all. So I go upstairs. I change my shoes. I go to the bathroom. I come back downstairs, and she ain't nowhere to be found. And mind you, I don't have her phone number. The only way we were communicating was via Instagram. So I go on Instagram, and I'm like, where you at? I'm just like waiting for her to answer. I'm like, where you at? So I wait around for like 2-3 minutes, y'all, waiting for her to see the message, but she never sees the message. I happened to like walk up. My hotel had a pizzeria that was directly beside it. I walk up and I see her inside this pizzeria spot eating a slice of pizza. Her, I'm like, disorder. You eating without me? Like, I'm hungry too, because by this time it had been hours since we had the chopped cheese. So she was just like, oh no, I didn't get this. This is her pizza, and she's eating the pizza or whatever. And y'all, the thing was, it wasn't like a box of pizza. In New York, they do like these gigantic, it's like basically like 3 slices in one. It's like one big pizza, and she was biting off of the girl's pizza, and it was like a random girl. Like, I literally asked her, I'm like, do you know her? Do you know them? And she's like, no. And we just kind of laughed it off. That was another thing that I was just like, I don't know. Like, is that a New York thing? Somebody that live in New York, do y'all just be biting off people and eating? Y'all, it was so unorthodox and weird. I was just like, what the hell? So it's not just me that you biting off. You biting off anybody. And I definitely wouldn't have been biting off them the way they look. But y'all, I digress. So we start walking down the block, and she's like, oh my gosh, and she shows me her phone, and it's her mom calling. Like, her mom been blowing her phone up, y'all. It say that she has like 10 missed calls from her mom, and I'm like, why you not answering her phone? She was like, I was been supposed to be home by 5 o'clock. My mom does not like me on the train this late. So I'm like, well, go home. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm gonna make it. I'm not gonna get kidnapped in New York. Like, I weigh too much. Like, no, like, you don't have to worry about me or whatever. I've been to plenty of places by myself. So I'm trying to insist, like, I'm good. She's like, no, it's fine. I never go out. She should understand that I never go out anyway. I probably won't be out again for a while. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna go. I'll probably leave by 8. And I'm like, by 8, then you gonna get home around like 11 or 12. She's like, well, yeah, you're right. So maybe I should leave in the next hour. I'm like, yeah, even if you don't want to leave now, at least call your mom and let her know that you good, because if something happens to you, I don't want it to be like the last person that you was left with was me, and I don't know where you was at. Like, you could have been biting off somebody else and they could have took your ass home. Like, I don't know. Like, just call your mom back. So I'm like, call your mom. Just answer the call. She's like, no, she's gonna curse me. Like, I don't want to answer. So I'm like, all right. So literally, we just go down the street, y'all. It's people like selling chili cheese dogs on the street. We end up getting a hot dog. It was so nasty. It was so nasty. I've never tasted something so nasty because it looked so good. Like, it had the relish, the onions. It looked so good, but it was disgusting. So we got that. There was like people selling ice cream. They were selling all types of little finger food spots. We end up just eating like street food, y'all, and we're just walking around. And then I think it was like a little girls dance group. They was dancing. We watched them for a little bit, and then it was a guy doing like gambling trick games. We were like in a circle watching that for a little bit, and then after like maybe an hour of being out there, she was just like, I'm gonna go, because my mom is now calling me consecutively. Like, she was calling every 10 to 20 minutes. Now she keep calling. I'm just like, well, just answer the phone and let her know that you on your way. She kept insisting that she did not want to call her mom back or whatever. We like hugged. She said she had a good time, and that was literally it, y'all. I had never seen disorder. It was just a strange day. Like, I hang out with random people all the time. Like, this is not my first time like hanging out with somebody off the internet before. Y'all know I've done like dating apps and stuff like that, but it was just, y'all, when I say it was so weird, it was weird. From the pennies to her smelling like the pennies and cotton, it was just, the whole thing was just, it was weird as hell. Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, and hype the video up, because that's a new feature that Instagram has been showing, and I don't know, not Instagram, but YouTube is showing, and I don't know if it does anything for me. But if you haven't used all your hypes, just hit the hype button, just hype it up, because it pushes the video out. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Peace. And another thing, before we get deep into this video, don't forget to hype the video up. YouTube has this new thing where you can like hype the video. So if you haven't used all your hypes, hype the video up. I think it just pushes the video further.